I feel about the whole thing, about the 20 women and all this and all that. I told you when we were sitting down a long time ago, birds of the feather flocks together.
And I told you
So
I
when
never flocked
say-
with him. There's not a single place in Huntsville that we.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sammy Sampi. Today we're going to review Love Marriage Huntsville episode 2. The show starts with Mr. Martel. Martel in a photo shoot is taking picture with a photograph and he's half naked. And at some point he's calling Destiny. And I'm like, is it Destiny from the show, like Mel's friend's Destiny? And he's asking her for some baby oil. I'm like, Martel, why? What are you trying to do by asking Destiny to bring you some baby oil? Are you trying to make it look like you have something going on with Destiny? Are you trying to make it look like you and Destiny are friends now? What is the deal? And we're introduced to Martel's manager and they're talking. He's letting us know that he has a lot of projects in the work. He has book deals and he has shows and all type of things, and now he's doing this Valentine's Day calendar because apparently there's a demand on Martel. And I'm not gonna lie, Martel has a nice physique, but with everything that happened with Melody and the fact that he still has not learned, it makes him very unattractive personally to me. I think when he's talking to the manager, that's Martel's way of letting us know that yeah, he got a divorce, but he has a lot of things incoming. The future is bright for him. I think that's the type of message that Mr. Martel is trying to let us know. He's trying to let us know that his life is okay. It will be okay. Business is booming. And he even has a manager now who is ironically called Mel. Then we see Miss Destiny coming in. She has the baby all. She acts all surprised and everything. And I was like, what were you expecting, Destiny? A man asked you to bring him some baby oil. You knew you were going to come into something. And then she's acting like she doesn't want to put the baby oil in him, and they're talking, they're playing around and stuff, letting him know about what happened with Melody. So she's basically acting like Melody was in front of her door just listening to the discussion after the reunion, when it really happened that they were all sleeping in the same hotel. And I was like, Destiny, be factual with what you're explaining to him. You were in Tisha's room and Melody's room was very close. She overheard y'all, so she knocked on the door and asked y'all to stop. Don't make it look like Melody was looking for you and Tisha to talk about her. Like, you know, she was like looking after you or something like that. That's just not what happened, right? So do not imply anything. Be very specific. And her, yeah, that's how Melody operates, and you're not gonna be friends with her because Melody like to have yes girl. What are you looking for whenever you go to Martel, who is Destiny's ex-husband that she has an explosive relationship with, and tell him what happened between the two of you in front of the camera? You're not looking to be Melody's friend anyway. So stop acting all shy and all shocked. You're not trying to be Melody's friends. It's not even about the show or anything. Why are you talking to her husband that you know she's still angry at, that you know she's not in good terms with? You're not trying to solidify a place as a friend. You just want to be on the show at this point. You good with her too. We see beautiful Mel looking all good. One thing about Mel, she looks great. And she goes to a place and then she opens the door and we're introduced to Stormy. I did not catch all the episodes of the previous season of Love Marriage Huntsville, but I believe that Stormy is new in the show, and Stormy seems to have her own business. She has a hair care line. I'm not familiar with her, but she seems like she's very successful in what she does. And we see her catching up with Mel, and Mel is asking her question. Mel is telling us that she wants to revive a skincare line, so she really would like to take some advice from Stormy, who's very successful with her hair care line. So Stormy is giving her good advices and she's encouraging her, and it's really, really nice to see, you know, black female entrepreneur helping each other. Mel invites her to a PJ party, and Destiny asks her who's gonna be there, and she says Tisha's gonna be there, Destiny's gonna be there. And when she said that, Stormy asked if Tiffany is gonna be there, Mel said no, and Stormy is shocked and she's asking why. And Mel proceeds to ask her what happened in LA, And yeah, Stormy understands why she's not invited to the PJ party. So yeah, Stormy seems to be very opinionated. She's been watching the show, she's making it known. And a part of me is like, you know what, that's kind of good, because usually when you have newcomer in a show, they usually like to act like they don't watch the show and they're oblivious, but those one know what's going on. A part of me like it, and another part of me is like, because yes, Stormy has the right to have an opinion on her castmate, but if she's going to be on the show, I just want to know her for her, especially that she seems to be very successful in what she does. So as the viewer, I want to know more about Stormy. I don't really want Stormy to play the viewer, you know. I don't really, but at the same time, if it's only for one episode that she's like giving all those opinions about the cast, that's fine. But if that's going to be a storyline, it's basically going to be like what Tiffany and her husband did on last season. And we don't want that. We have Carlos to ask all those questions at the end of the reunion, right? So Stormy, if she's going to join the cast, I want to know more about you. I don't really want to know about what you think about what the other think from the previous reunion. Let me all know if you agree with me on this. Next scene, we have Tisha and Marsau. They're talking business, you know. So they're basically talking about some investment properties that they have, and it's been taking a lot of delays. And a part of me is thinking it's probably all those COVID-19 real estate related delays that's been happening and that everybody has to deal with. So Tisha is talking about it, and Marsau too. They're having a good conversation so far. Then we see Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda comes in and she says hi to everybody, and she talks about the stuff for a truck is ready. Miss Wanda wants to open her own business, and I thought that is really nice. And she said yeah, she wants to open a truck, and she's coming because she wants to get the money that Tisha and Marsau said they were going to give to her. And Marsau is like, what? And she's like, Tisha is like, yeah, you said that
if my mom is serious about her business, you were going to invest in it. And she's very serious. So I relayed the information, I did my due diligence, and my mom is serious about it.
And Marsau is trying to talk, but Miss Wanda is like, yeah, you're going to give me that money. And he was like, what is you going to sell in that food truck of yours? And she's like, I'm going to do loaded potato. It's going to be everything loaded potato. And I'm like, that's a nice concept for a food trucks. You know, loaded potato is something that's fairly simple to do, and it's very good, but it doesn't take, you know, a lot. So for a food truck, I think that's going to be a good concept. And I feel like it can be very successful. I think Tisha and Marsau are going to invest in it because it's a good idea. And then, you know, we see Marsau and Miss Wanda. They're having their little conversation, you know, the way they be all the time. And then Miss Wanda brings up the post. And I'm like, see, Marsau? See the repercussion? You thought it was just about you? See the repercussion? So she brings up the post and she wants to know what's going on with that. She's not really happy with that because it makes it look like Marsau is a cheater and that hurts her daughter, and wherever her daughter is involved, you know she's gonna pull up. So what's up? And Marsau is taken aback and she's like, let me tell you something. Birds of the same feather flock together. So you are being, you know, in a picture together and all that. I'm not liking it. And I'm reading all the commentary, and I believe them. And I'm like, you see, Marsau, that is the danger. Because everybody don't know not to read social media posts. Everybody don't know what to believe or not to believe. Miss Wanda believes everything she's reading, and she questions everything. So now she's asking you, have you ever rented an apartment with Martel? And then Marsau is being his usual Marsau, and instead of answering right away, he's, you know, trying like to talk his way out of it. And she's like, no. And Miss Wanda is getting upset with him because she's like, I'm asking you a question, I want you to answer. And Marsau is like, if it was the truth, do you think I would tell you? I wouldn't even tell you. And I must agree on this one with Marsau. He wouldn't tell you if that was the truth. So yeah, so Marsau, you see the repercussion. You be thinking you just all that to play and all that, but everybody cares and everybody is questioning why this picture was posted. Tisha finally interfered and said that, you know what, she's good with the situation. She believes that Marsau has not cheated on her. And a part of me feels like, you know what, it's been, I would say, a couple of seasons since people said that Marsau cheated on Tisha, and we never had tangible evidence that it is the case. The day Miss Wanda, you cannot just believe what social media commentary said. At the end of the day, you need to have some tangible evidence, and so far there's not been any when it comes to neither Marsau nor Maurice. So it is what it is. Next scene, we have Kimmy, Maurice, and Jalen, who is Kimmy's son, and he has his own place. It seems like he has a house, and I'm like, oh, that's nice, and it's looking good. So coming to visit him, and I really like the relationship that Kimmy built with her son. They seem to have a lot of love and respect between the two of them, but at the same time they get along really well, like it's some type of friendship. So he sit them down and he asked them about the post from Marsau, and I'm like, see, Marsau, one more person. And he's like, you know, I saw the post, and at first I laughed about it, but then I kind of like read into the comment and I started questioning, and I would like to know, have you ever cheated on my mom? I love the fact that Kimmy responded for Maurice, because first of all, Maurice doesn't even know how to say just yes or no. Maurice always like to talk his way out of things, and Kimmy is more direct. So she tells her son, no, you should not believe what you saw in there. Maurice and I had the discussion. We even had the discussion before the picture was posted. Maurice has not cheating on me. We do not believe in cheating. We do not believe that cheating is something that is good to do. And I really like the way that Kimmy talked to her son, and you know, he was relieved, and they laughed it out, and you know, they just had a good time. It's time for Mel's PJ party, and she has arranged a living room with like some white tent, and it's really well decorated. I really like the effort that Mel put into a PJ party. We see her people coming in, and then they all change, and they all have the same black blouses, and I thought that was really cute. Then they get to go to the kitchen, and she has like a buffet of food organized for a friend, and I was like, Mel knows how to host. I need to do that one of those days. I need to do a nice PJ party like that for my friend. I get to talk, and Stormy introduced herself to Kimmy, and she's acting like a fan. She's like, oh, you know, I really like you and everything. Her and Latisha's cousin Kiki, who happens to be very good friend with Mel, side-eye, asked Mel about the reunion and about the post. And Mel is giving them her opinion. You know, she's telling them what she thinks, and you know, they don't agree with everything, but what are you gonna do? All Kimmy can do is give you her opinion. Kimmy is not in Marsau's head. She's not in Maurice's head. She was not there the night all those situationships happened. So there's nothing that she can do but tell you what she thinks. Stormy is like, I think that Marsau was trying to deflect, that he was not cheating, and try to put it on Maurice. Kimmy is like, well, the deflection did not work. Actually, that puts even more attention on them. And besides, once again, nobody ever had proof that Maurice nor Marsau ever cheated. You know what I mean? So you don't want to bring it up like that's a thing, Miss Stormy. Mel come in, and then at some point they're talking about Tisha, and Mel said that Kimmy needs to like keep her eyes open because we never know with people and stuff like that. And I'm like, let me tell you something with you, Mel, and I think I've said it in the first episode. If you have tangible proof that Maurice nor Marsau cheated, at this point you might as well say it, because every time their name come in, you talk about they need to open their eyes, they need to do that, and I think it's annoying, and I think it makes you look like because you've been cheated on, all those other ladies has been cheated on, and it really might not be the case, right? Or it might not be the exact same situation that you have gone through. And I know you're going through some hard time, but everybody don't have the same story that you and Martel have. Maybe they've been cheated on, maybe it was a one-time thing, maybe they never got cheated on, you know what I mean? You don't know, they don't know, and if you know at this point, you might as well tell, because you always making those slight comments I would be annoyed. And I'm really surprised that Kimmy is able to take it so graciously, because I would not like this. Like, I would fight you, would cut someone off for small stuff like that, like easily. Like, unless you know something, it's either you're not going to say shit, but you're not going to come and make slight comments all the time about, well, keep your eye open and stuff like that. Nah, don't do that. And they get to talk about Tisha. She's giving Tisha as an example. Mel is saying that Tisha has been comment about her, talking about she tried to like break up a marriage, and that's why she doesn't really like Tisha like that. And then she talks to Kiki. She was like, you know, Tisha is your cousin and everything. And then Kiki, you know, she said that Tisha and her, they've talked about the whole cheating before, but Tisha does not believe that Marsau has cheated on her before. And I'm like, Kiki, Tisha is your cousin. You must not be that close for you to be so close to Melody. Okay, I don't know the detail. Maybe you've known Melody for a long time. Maybe your friendship with Melody has started way before the show. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is that you're trading on a very fine line. So be careful. Then on the last scene, we have Tiffany, who is taking Kimmy aside. She wants to talk to her because the last time they saw each other at the reunion, Tiffany felt that Kimmy went a little hard on her. And I'm like, girl, no. They just gave you a little bit of taste of your own medicine because you like to worry about people's business. So it was time that some of your business be put on. So they get to talk and she's telling her, I just wanted to make sure that we are okay, you know, because you went a little bit hard on me on the last reunion. And Kimmy is like, really? And she's like, yeah, and everything. So Kimmy basically explained to her, does not have a problem with her. She does not like about Tiffany is her husband is their lack of transparency when it comes to their own story. They always focus about other people instead of focusing about basically their own business. And that's why she said that she has heard rumors about them before, but she has never said them. So she brought up the whole Chamber of Commerce situationship. Then Tiffany proceeded to let her know that she has not been fired from the Chamber of Commerce, that she left on good terms and she left with all her benefits. And Tiffany and Kimmy was like, okay, I understand, but I just wanted to let you know that I didn't bring it against you. I just wanted you to know that it was a rumor. And Stormy comes in and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, Stormy, why are you doing that? But Kimmy, with her gracious self, explain again. Now comes in and asks, what's going on? And Kimmy explain again. And I was like, Kimmy, you are one gracious and patient person, because it couldn't be me. By the third time that Kimmy explained the situation, Stormy said that, to be honest, when she was watching the show, when Mel first introduced Tiffany, she said that Tiffany worked at the Chamber of Commerce, so she thought that it was something that was fresh. And then Tiffany made a smart comment talking about, well, that was almost like talking about when they were 12 years old. And Stormy was like, you trying to be smart, like, right now. And everybody peeped that Tiffany tried to be smart. And Tiffany was like, no. And they were like, you better stop. And it basically ended in there, y'all. So this episode was really good. Everybody comes in being very natural and everything. Stormy is definitely a storm. I am interested to know more about her. And I'm not interested in knowing what Stormy thinks about the cast. I can make my own opinion on my own. So for this first episode, I'm going to give her a pass, but I hope that we're not going to deal with Stormy acting this way throughout the entire season if we're going to see more of her. I mean, this show keeps on giving, y'all. This is a great show. And I love to see Miss Wanda. For those of you that are new here, welcome. And I invite you to, you know. And for those of you that have been here with me and that are starting to watch my review for Love Marriage Huntsville, thank you so much and welcome back. And I will see you all next week. Bye.